Clarity on Fire, a podcast for people who know what they don't want out of their life and career, but aren't sure what they'd rather be doing.
In a world where it's easy to exist, but hard to feel alive, we, Kristen
and Rachel,
two certified life and career coaches, are here to help you cut through the information overload, get unstuck, and focus not just on how you can have a career you're passionate about, but how to create a whole life that feels fulfilling.
So join us here, where we serve up inspiration and down-to-earth wisdom in a way that only two best friends can.
We want you to experience the relief of knowing that, yes, you're allowed to want more out of your life and career.
And no, you don't have to wander through the dark anymore. Our job is to light the fire that shows you the way. Let's go.
Okay, we promised you some announcements.
Here we are, back to drop bombs. Actually,
not
no.
Very big ones. I think we promised to take something away and give something back, which is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. So we are changing the rhythm. Thing number one, we're changing the rhythm of how often we podcast. So we've been doing twice a week for almost 2 years now, and it's been great. But I can't keep doing twice a week every week indefinitely. It's a lot.
And we have built up so many great episodes now that kind of get lost in the sheer number that we have available.
I'm sad for a lot of the gems that are just sitting there completely ignored and untouched upon. And so to that end, because Kristen and I are A, little bit strapped for time lately, and B, have not felt like writing or blogging. It's just like all of our ideas, we would just rather funnel into other podcast episodes that we just like writing about it feels like the least fun or sexy of the options. Two things I always aspire to be as a type 4. More to come on that on Friday. But
although we reserve the right to write new blogs
whenever we feel
if we feel like it at some point.
But instead of like doing one blog a month, one old blog a month, that's what's kind of our rhythm. We would each do one new blog, and we'd pick an old one. We're only going to do 2 Tuesday episodes a month. So every other Tuesday we'll come back. Sometimes it could be a blog, it could be a Rachel Rants, but right now, what I really want to do is give us some space to bring back old episodes that a lot of you have never heard, or if you have heard, you might need to re-listen to experience it.
It could have been almost 2 years since you heard it originally.
Yeah, from a different perspective. So I think I'm going to call these Magic 8 Ball episodes because it's like they could be anything, and it's just kind of like a random, shake of the thing, and then whatever pops up is what you needed to hear that day.
I have some clients and friends who have a practice of, on any given day, they'll go to their bookshelf, and they usually have a little self-help section or whatever, and they'll go and just pick up a book and open up a page and put their finger down randomly, and that's their passage of what they needed to hear today. And that's kind of what I think of with this Magic 8 Ball thing. It's like, what's the message you need today? Or maybe this week. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of random, but we have a way of sometimes hitting on exactly what you need without knowing it. I've just heard that too many times. So we're going to trust that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So we'll do that. Sometimes we might come back with a random extra Tuesday episode, but we're going to go down from 8 episodes a month to 6. So don't cry too hard. I'm sure you'll survive.
There's a lot of good stuff that you probably haven't seen. I have a lot of clients right now who are avid podcast listeners, but when I mention really old episodes, they're like, no, I haven't heard of that one. I didn't listen to that one. So even if you're an avid podcaster, I guarantee you we've got some things you haven't heard yet.
Okay. So that's thing number 1. Grieve that as you need to.
And in its place, we're going to give you thing number 2, which I think I teased that we're ancient grandmother-like women finally coming into the modern era. Because we are going to start texting you guys.
Watch out. Your grandma just got an iPhone.
Only if you want us to, of course.
So, yeah. I've seen people doing this and I wanted to get in on it. And so I said, Kristen, can we have a phone number and can we text people? And she said, yeah. So we're going to probably text twice a week. And I think we're going to probably start next Monday. So like 6 days from now will be our first little text.
But you have to opt in. You have to say, hello, please text me, because we don't want to
hold on, but I want to tell them what I want to text them, because they're like, why would I want you to text me?
What are you texting me?
But I actually think it's going to be similar to the Magic 8 Ball style episodes in that it's just going to be like, here's a thought to start your week out, something for you to ponder and chew over, just like it pops up when you need to hear it, and like just roll with that and think. Not long, because like a lot of our content is longer. You have to like spend many minutes or hours listening to it, or if you're reading a blog, it takes a long time. And so I just wanted a way to kind of get you thinking, or like pop into your experience and help you, I don't know, see something from a different perspective, or just like feel a little bit more inspired, or just get you kind of on the right wavelength in a very short, easy way. And like, who's not looking at their phone every time someone texts them.
Right.
So
no, we know you're going to see it like right away. So
maybe they're just going to leave us like on read, and then like we'll never know if they loved us or not. But
maybe we will. I have to see if we can check that.
Well, people, do you think they can text us? Don't try that.
I don't know what happens.
You could try, but we're not going to respond.
No, we're not that tech savvy. Give us a break.
No, this is a one-way conversation like everything else.
At you.
So if you want to get texts from us, oh my God, I can do emojis with them.
Yeah, you sure can.
Oh, I'm really good at picking emojis too.
And little GIFs. I bet you could do GIFs.
Oh my God.
We have a lot to play with.
Watch out. That too.
Rachel's really good at choosing just the perfect GIF that always cracks me up, because it's always just so spot on.
It's a talent and it's useless, but it is creative.
But it's enjoyable.
Okay, so 2 ways you can sign up. One is we have a link in the show notes where you can just click, and then we have a little opt-in box on our site, and you can put your name and email address.
And you can also just go directly to clarityonfire.com/text-me.
Yes.
That's it. You can link to it if that's...
We are linking to it in the show notes, but you can also just type it in.
You can type it in. That'll take you directly to the page where you can sign up with your name, email address, and phone number.
Okay.
And that's how you opted in to get text. You can also just directly text our number in this format only.
Yeah, but you have to follow instructions if you text the number, okay?
Otherwise, you will not be accurately signed up. So you type in your name and then space, email address.
Okay.
That's it. That's all you got to text. And then you're opted in. So here's the number that you need to text. 703-783-3223. I chose one with a lot of threes.
Let's say it again.
703-783-3223.
We'll also put that in the show notes.
Yes.
Again, if you text that number, give us your name with a capital letter at the beginning, then do a space, then write your email address, then hit send.
That's it.
I did it, and I was successful in signing up for my own texts. So if I can figure it out, so can you.
Yes.
And yeah, I'll be thinking about what to text you guys next week for the first time.
And once you text that number, like save that number in your phone as Clarity on Fire, so it doesn't look like this weird number texting you. Then you'll always know it's us.
Whatever picture you want as like
oh my gosh, can they leave a comment on this blog on our site
of what image they chose for us? Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, they can actually just take a screenshot of us and put it up there if they want to, like, their podcast.
Sure.
Art, I would prefer you did like a picture of Gail and Oprah, or like, like Keira Knightley and Rosamund Pike from 2005 Pride and Prejudice. Like, I would prefer
Sherlock and Watson.
I would prefer that. Yeah. But if you do, please tell us what icon you chose for us. I want to know.
That would bring me so much joy.
Or the fire emoji. I mean, I would also be fine with that.
Sure.
Totally fine with that. Okay, so I think this might be the shortest episode we've ever recorded. Besides our introductory episode. No, our introductory episode, the very first episode we ever did 2 years ago, which is actually great, and you should listen to it. Number one was like longer than this, I think.
Yeah.
So this might be the shortest.
But 2 big announcements, but we just got through it quickly.
I don't know. I don't really have anything else
They're pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it is what it is. Or I guess I can always say more, and I will. One last thing. I just want to give you guys permission to quit, or permission to do things differently. I think there are a lot of people who would have gotten really hung up on this decision. Like, oh my God, we've been podcasting twice a week for 2 years, everyone's going to hate us if we stop, or our business is going to dry up if we stop, as if I can't just podcast extra if I wanted to at some point in the future, as if this is like a nuclear,
there's no
threat level serious decision that I'm making. No, it's literally about podcasting. Everyone will survive this, And
probably barely notice.
Yeah, and it's fine. People adjust, and people understand that, you got to do what's... One of my clients yesterday, I was coaching, and she came to the realization that she has not been great at prioritizing her humanity, her basic needs, doing things that allow her to go to therapy and get coaching and feel good in her body and, have time and feel balanced. And I think and you are very committed to doing things that prioritize our humanity. And when you get really overworked and you feel like you're just constantly a little bit behind, then sometimes you got to kind of reshuffle what you're doing in your life.
So that you can maintain quality over quantity.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if it's just about quantity, your quality is going to suffer. Your quality of your own health, but the quality of what you're producing is also going to suffer. And we want to keep producing the most high quality stuff we can. Mm-hmm. And we have to just readjust to be able to prioritize that.
So
also the fact that we're doing texting and we're still kind of figuring it out. I think that's a good permission for people to not know how to do all of the aspects of something before you just jump into it. I think a lot of our people, I have to know 18 steps ahead of what this is going to look like before I can even think about getting started.
No.
Sometimes you just experiment and you try something and you let it evolve into whatever it's going to be. And that's what we're doing here.
Mm-hmm. We have never really evolved on the podcast before, but we've done this so many times in every other arena. Nope, I'm tired of doing it this way. Going to do another. Well, we stopped doing the PBVE. There's one thing.
Yep.
We stopped doing recently. So permission to stop doing stuff. Permission
and to
do less.
New stuff. We were like, wouldn't it be cool to do a people-pleasing course? And we did that last summer.
Wouldn't it be nice to text people? Yeah, I think it would. Yeah. And we haven't even figured out totally how to do it. But by the time you hear this, we will have figured it out. It's going to work.
Figure it out as you go.
Okay. So we will be back on Friday. You can always count on us on Fridays.
Yep.
Okay. We're going to be a little bit more aloof on Tuesdays, but you can definitely count to hear from us on Fridays.
And some of you will start hearing from us via text as well.
Well, yes, I was going to tell them about our Friday episode though. Don't brush me off. We're going to do another episode about the Enneagram because you guys love the Enneagram. We love the Enneagram. And we recently stumbled upon a theory, a very specific Enneagram theory that when read aloud made everyone in the room except me cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean...
But I feel like you would almost felt that way when you first read it, and then you just read it to everyone else, and then they had the same reaction.
No, I didn't cry.
You didn't?
No. Nope. Oh. I never even felt the urge to cry. But at first, I actually didn't like it, and that might be why I didn't cry.
Oh.
But the more I sat with it, the more I was like, oh, no, this is actually very accurate.
But not liking it is also a visceral reaction. I think that was the theme, is everyone had a very visceral reaction.
Well, of course, in classic fashion, mine was to just be mad and not like it, and everyone else's was just to get weepy. It's
that sounds right.
No, I'm just mad. Okay, so come back for that on Friday.
Okay, see you then.